Well, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. So today I'm Jesslyn Catricia from 004 SIGP 001. Want to make a presentation about dissenting feature, phonetical rules, and also the consonant cluster. My friends already made the presentation, but today I will representing it again because I was sick that day. So here I am, make it work. So first of all, just like what I said before, we want to talk about dissenting feature. So I will explain it just by based on my knowledge. So dissenting feature are the phonemes where very simply cover symbols and could be composed into smaller units. And for the dissenting feature, the sign is plus and minus. There are four types or dissenting feature. First, it's about the major class features. The second one is about laryngeal features. The third one is about manner features, and the last one is about place feature. So we will talk about the major class feature. So what is that? So the major class of sound that are relevant in phonological analysis. Phonological features include consonantal and non-consonantal, syllabic and non-syllabic, and sonorants and non-sonorants. So we'll talk about the first one. It's about consonantal and non-consonantal. How we made consonantal? So consonant sounds are produced with a drastic structures along the center line of the vocal tracts. It means that one of the active articulation, the lower lips or tongue, obstruct the flow of air at some points in the vocal tract. And for the non-consonantal sounds are made without such obstruction. In other words, to produce non-consonantal sound, we involve a free flow air through the oral cavity. So, for the plus consonantal, it's about stop, affricative, fricative, nasal, and also liquids. And for the minus consonantal, it's about vowel and glottis. The second one, I will talk about sonorants and non-sonorants. In Indonesia, we know it's as nyaring dan tidak nyaring. So, how sonorant sounds are produced? It's produced with a vocal cavity disposition, which makes spontaneous voicing easy. And while the non-consonant sound have a vocal cavity disposition which inhibits spontaneous voicing or involve a radical obstruction of the airflow. What is the plus sonorants? It's about vowel, nasal, and liquids. And for the minus sonorants, it's about stop, affricative, and fricative. So we will talk about the third one, but my friend didn't talk about it, so I will make an explanation it a little bit. So syllabic sound are sound which function as syllable nuclei, and non-syllabic sound occur at syllabic margin. So for the plus syllabic, it's about vowel and consonants, and for the minus syllabics, it's about all the other sound, just like that. Okay, we will talk about the laryngeal feature. Laryngeal feature are those which characteristic the state of the laryngeal or the vocal fold, and the acoustic and the perceptual feature associated with this state. So basically, laryngeal sound are those in which the airflow is occluded and unobstructed by the vocal folds, and include glottal consonant, which include voice, split glottis, and consonant glottis. So we will see the example about that. So in this laryngeal feature, there is a voice and voiceless consonant. For the voice consonant, we plus just voice the voice consonant is plus voice. It's about the voice consonant. It can b, t, m, and f, j, just like that. And the voiceless consonant is like p, th, just like that. And we can see the split glottis. For the plus split glottis is about the aspirated, the p, and the aspirated is about p, without the h, about the ch, just without that. Okay, for the last one, it's about constricted glottis. The plus constricted glottis is about adjective and implosive, and about the minus constricted glottis, it's about everything else. So we will go to the next one. It's about manner future. It's just one of the one of what I know. So what is manner future? There are these characteristics the way in which the F stream is obstruct in the production of the consonantal. Of a consonant. This feature include continuance and non-continuance, and delay release and non-delay release. So first we will talk about continuance and non-continuance. Continuance are produced by impeding but not completely blocking the flow of air through the glottis or pharynx or through the center of the oral tracts. Non-continental are made by completely blocking the flow of the air through the center of the vocal tract. For the plus consonantal continuance, it's about fricative, liquids, glides, and vowel. But for the minus continuance, it's about affricative, nasal, and oral stop. We will go next. It's about delayed release and non-delay release. So in this feature, it's only applicable to sound produced in this mouth cavity and distinguished stops for affricative. In stop, the closer is released abruptly, while in affricative, it is released gradually. So for the delay release plus, it's about affricative, just like what I said before. For the minus delay release, all the other sound. So for the place or feature, is about place feature is the feature that specify the place of articulation. So it's just basically talk about place of articulation. So it's about labial, coronal, and dorsal. So for the labial, it's about p, m, f, and just like that. About that, so we got it's about bilabial, the bilabial, and for the labiodental it's a f, and bilabial is p, m. So we are going next. Just like you can see as the slide, so it's more, you can more understand, just like that slide at the slide. So it's about coronal. It's about there are interdentals, alveolars, and alveopatals. And for the dependent feature, it's about plus anterioral. It's about bilabials, labiodentals, and also alveolar. For the minus anterior, it's about palatals, glottals, and velars. And for the next slide, for the bottom slide, it's about plus distributes. It's about interdentals, alveolars, and alveopatals, and also patals, And for the minus distributes, it's about bilabials, labiodentals, velars, and glottal uvulars. The last one is about dorsal. It's about alveopatals, just like you can see at the slide, the example of alveopatals. And next one is patals, and next one is velars, and uvulars, and the other all sound, vowel, So for the dependent features, it's about the height and bigness. Yeah, just like you can see, height, middle, and low. And for the bigness, there are front, central, and back. So we will go to the next one. It's about phonotactical rules. It's about the possibility that you can use for phonotactic. So what is phonotactical rules? So phonotactic of a language are list of restriction on the contribution of segment, possible combination of segment into cluster, and admissible syllabic types. By knowing the possible consonant cluster in English, we can recognize which combination of segment are possible in English and which combination do not occur that is we know as phonotactic of English. So what are the rules for phonotactical rules? So first, phonetic constraints in English are CV, VZ, VVZ, CCV, CVC, CCVC, CCCVC, CCCVCC, just like that. So maybe like us, asking, just like that. So there's always consonant in one word. For the next one is the na is never word initial. It is word medial only after the straight vowel. And for the third one is and w are always syllable initial before straight vowel. The next one, no more than 3 consonant are allowed. If there are 3 consonants, it should be just like what you see. The formula is like what you see in the slide. And the 5th one is if the word start with L, R, the next will be vowel. And don't occur of a syllable. So at the end, we will talk about consonant cluster. Oh yeah, I forgot to remember that the phonotactical rules still have many rules. It's only some of them that I explain because there are too many. I think just like that because I search in Google and also I watch in YouTube. There are so many about that. So we will talk about what is consonant cluster. So basically consonant cluster is when 2 or more consonants appear next to each other. It's just like phonetic rules in number 1. Yeah, they can appear as the initial letter of a word in the middle of the word or at the end of the word. So syllabic initial cluster can come in cluster of 2 or 3, and there are certain conditions that must be met for them to occur. Cluster of 2, one of the conditions must be met, either the first sound is S or the second sound is an approximant. Sometimes, however, both conditions can hold true, like in the word swift. Next one, cluster of 3. While more changelings, that is a chord part, the conditions are much more strict. The first sound must be S, the second sound must be a voiceless stop, and the third sound must be approximant. Maybe can we, for example, it can be spy, or must be let's see, sky, and the others. For the syllable final cluster are bit Togger and categories. However, many clusters of 2 or 3 and pretty much all clusters of 4 are formed by adding a plural like s and s, or past tenses like the and the inflection to a word. And that's all, guys, for the presentation. You can see more presentation about this material in YouTube, the other YouTubers. Maybe you can more understand because I still studying, and there's will be many mistakes in my explanation, but I do my best to do this presentation. I hope you can understand what I said before. It's hard for me to do this because it's a little bit hard material for me. So thank you guys for watching my video. Nice to meet you guys. See you another time. Thank you. Bye bye.